Ashe recently got their proto frame skin, and every single Ashe main in existence got all hyped, threw their chairs, threw a party, screamed to the high heavens, and just elevated with jubilation and joy. All two of them, because Ashe isn't a frame that's used often at all. But in this video, I'm going to be talking about what players love about Ashe. Now, Ashe, despite being an old frame and having many problems, is still a viable frame even in later Steel Path, even if you only have 0 Forma in them. Now, the first thing I'm going to focus on for why players like Ashe is just the stealth. Stealth is a great form of survivability. The only problem is if you run into an energy nullification Eximus or an AoE attack, you die instantly because there's no damage reduction, there's none of that. It's just being invisible. It's the same problem Loki and Octavia have, same with Wisp, but honestly, it's still a very viable way to survive, especially because if you decide to just, shoot enemies, you're all good. The only problem is it does alert them of your location, so you have to be a bit aware of that. But just because they know where you are doesn't mean you can die instantly. Invisibility is quite nice like that. So for those players that prefer stealth gameplay, Ashe is fantastic in that regard. Next is that he's pretty good as a weapon platforming frame. Now, he can't exactly nuke. He can do a lot of damage with his 4 for sure, that's very possible, but most players use him as a weapon platforming frame. They go invisible, look around for a spot to camp in, and then just shoot enemies from afar, repositioning as necessary and killing them like that. The best part about this is, though my weapon doesn't do it, if you have a weapon that does slash damage, it has great synergy with his passive. Slash status effects inflicted on enemies do 25% increased damage and last 50% longer. It's beautiful because slash is one of the best status effects in the entire game. So because of his stealth gameplay and his synergy with all forms of slash, he has pretty easy survivability while focusing on gunplay. And since slash is extremely strong, bypassing armor and shields, attacking straight to the health, scaling well into high level content, it's just perfect for Steel Path. Many Steel Path builds actually revolve solely around slash. And now speaking of slash, the main thing you'll likely be using with Ashe is his 4th ability. If you use his 4th ability and target some enemies with Blade Storm, if you have it built up properly, you can do thousands, hundreds of thousands of damage even, and kill level 200 enemies with ease. Of course, you have to make sure you don't just cast it and then be done with it. You either have to hold it down and figure out the enemies you want to target and then press it again, or hold it down, target the enemies, then release the button. Whatever one works for you. Personally, I usually hold it down, scour, and then release it. Now, Bladestorm has an augment called Rising Storm. This increases your ability combo counter by 4. I actually don't recommend using this one. I recommend using the Smokescreen augment mod, Smoke Shadow. If you can get this, you can have 150% critical chance while invisible. That's just extra critical chance for your Bladestorm, and just overall in general. But Bladestorm will be doing a lot more damage like that. And then naturally, since it's an invisibility build, you should be rolling with Arcane Crepuscular so you can get that final critical damage and then the ability strength with it, so you'll be able to do a lot more damage with Bladestorm. Ashe's main build, unsubsumed and everything like that, doesn't actually need a lot of strength at all. It just needs a little bit for Bladestorm, so you can just use Precision Intensify instead of going all heavy with Umbral Intensify or something like Blind Rage, and you can instead focus on efficiency and duration, so you can be able to be invisible longer and cast your abilities more. So building him is also very easy to understand, which is another thing I've heard people like about him. He doesn't require pretty much anything if you want to play him. No build requirements, essentially, and being viable in Steel Path with 0 Forma is definitely something very enticing to a lot of players, especially because Forma is rare to quite a few people. I have 0 right now, and that's pretty much just about it. Now, I know it's quick, and I know it all seems pretty obvious, but I feel like Ashe gets looked down upon a lot, overlooked. Ashe is actually still a very good frame. Are they as good as frames that are coming out nowadays? Not really, but you could still play them viably and with fun in solo play, spy missions, Steel Path if you want. Pretty much anything that you can go into with Ashe and come out just fine. And so, with that being said, that's pretty much just about it. Let me know what you think about Ash, whether you love him, hate him, want him to be updated because he is a bit old. And let me know if you're excited about his proto frame skin. I think it looks pretty cool, actually. And with that being said, until next time.